This is on the desk, guys, and we are just about to get live into the game. We are beginning now with Valiance over on that T side. Well, it is actually the knife round. I thought you guys said that it was going to be the side chase for Pride. I guess that was a little bit incorrect. It seems like there will be a knife round, so it's going to be as fair as possible. So I presume both teams, even though you mentioned maybe want to start on that T side to actually control the pace early on, I presume both sides maybe want to just get off to the more comfortable start rather on that CT side. And we are going to see now, it is still the knife round. I'm not really going to be casting this, of course. It is just kind of people stabbing each other back and forth with the knives, but it looks like it should be going in the favor of Valiance, and there you go. It is going to be those that take it, and let's see what side they're going to decide to begin on. And there we go. They have actually decided to swap, so they are going to be going with that CT side to side that they may be more comfortable with. Just sit back, get themselves warmed up, and allow Pride to have to try and control this side, the pace of the game rather. But Pride may be happy enough with that. As mentioned before, this is probably one of their best maps. But Valiant, on the other hand, also it's not really a map they play too often. But when they do, they have had a good record on the past, and especially even against Pride, they've had a very solid record. Either way, now we are going to be going live into this pistol round. We are going to have over on that CT side, just so far going to be 4 sets of Kevlar and also that kit, I believe, onto Emmy. I can't actually see it because of the chat, but yeah, there we go. It is going to be a kit and 2 flashes as the terrorists decide to just go with 1 player onto that utility. So right now, majority of the presence for the terrorist side, just holding outside a ramp, waiting to see if any aggression comes in, and it may be a bit of a faster round coming in by Pride. And this could be a good decision. Right now, it's a retake setup from the CTs. Valiance just sitting back in CT spawn. We see one player trying to spot that with the USP. I believe that was Neno, and he spots quite a lot of players actually jumping out of ramp. That'll be called on the rotate. As you can see, it is going to be coming in now. Bomb in the B app. Looks like they may actually be trying to split in towards B, and intel from the little cubby. He finds himself 2 quick headshots. Has the support of Emmy, and this isn't what Pride wanted by any means. They get the bomb down at least over on the B bomb site, but in a 2-on-5, it's going to be a very difficult round for them to try and clutch out. Morel's pushing up closer to the kitchen now, trying to at least get himself a bit of a more advanced position. Maniz finds a very crucial frag actually. They're taking out Hunter on the flank, and then the remaining CT is going to be coming in from kitchen and short. 1 more from Morel's. But will it be enough is the question. Maniz, no Kevlar, and 3 players to try and find these kills onto. The bomb is being tapped to the defuse kit. It is in the hands of Emmy, but he's been taken down now, and the time can just be played. Bomb retrieve, or rather the defuse kit retrieved by Neno as he taps the bomb. Maniz not falling for it though, but he eventually pushes out and another headshot comes in. Maniz finding some massive frags at the moment as it's all onto 1 player. Toxic to try and clutch this one out. Maniz only 6 HP, but there's no time. Toxic backing off, and Maniz has done it. He wins the 1-on-3. What a great performance there to start us off by Pride. It was looking like it was going to be going in favour of Valiance, but the 2-on-5 was just absolutely spectacular. Over on the CT side, looks like they will go for the force buy though. It is usually what's going to happen. A lot of teams recently actually have been deciding to, instead of invest that Kevlar, just go for Desert Eagles. But I guess the full investment coming in this time by Valiance, they are confident enough to be able to get this done with just the pistols and also that 1 UMP on the intel. Right now, Pride looks like they will be going for mid-control. With those rifles especially, you want to be going for the positions where you can take those longer range angles. Keep yourself in a position where you're going to be favoured in every single aim duel that you actually take. And for the moment, they're just waiting to see if any aggression comes in. Waiting to see if any of those pistols were trying to push up closer and close the distance. And Neno attempting to do so towards ramp will actually end up winning that battle out against Patitek. Takes down that 4th player. Weapon should be retrievable, and now the remaining 4 terrorists are just going to look to try and make their way up short, and that should be towards an open B bomb site. Emmy going to be the closest player from kitchen with a CZ. Not the best weapon at this range, but that's not the damage is actually going to be connected on towards Maniz, and this is looking a little bit awkward now for Pride. Morel's luckily enough for that AK finds 1. 2 players low HP, and Hunter on the flank finds 1 kill also. That's all he'll be able to get before he is indeed dropped. And now we're in a 3-on-2. Bomb down on the middle of the bomb site at the moment. And these terrorists looking to try and reclaim it. Both coming in from short. Khalil and an AK. Low HP onto both players now actually as Toxic takes down 1 more. AK in his hands, and it's going to be closed out by Valiance as they manage to bring themselves right back into it. And after kind of throwing away that pistol round, they managed to redeem themselves. They capitalised with just those pistols. And now the scoreline has been equalised. Pride looking like they may be looking towards a double eco, and because of that, the force buy looking extremely likely. Interestingly enough, actually, Toxic's going to be going straight for this AWP. Can be a little bit dangerous up against these pistols. He should be aware that it's going to be a half buy now coming in by Pride, but I guess he's willing enough to just take that over towards window, wait and see if any of those pistols go for a similar strat as the previous round, see if Pride try and once again just pile out mid. If that was to happen, he would be able to likely just take 1 frag and then fall back off into safety. Right now, Valiant's playing fairly passive. They know what they're up against. They don't really want to overextend and give any of these weapons away. Stay in positions where once the terrorists actually do begin to move, the trades are going to be possible for the CT side. And oh my god, no, Reetzy's managed to sneak his way into the window. Takes down the op player. Toxic gets dropped, and now that's actually an op into the hands of Reetzy. He could get a lot of damage done. Hunter, luckily enough, manages to find that headshot just as the smoke pops. brings us back into an equal situation once again. A 4-on-4. And they're also going to trade his rifle over towards his teammate. I really like that play. Going to be taking the MP9 himself. He knows that with that low HP, he's not going to be quite as useful as I believe that was Intel would be. Or rather, that was actually Emmy. But right now, with a 4-on-4, not really a bad position by any means for Pride. They still have themselves that op to work with. Maniz could try to find some sort of an opening towards one of the bomb sites. And then those pistols can just try and capitalize on it, especially with Hunter already quite low HP. As now Pride do begin to make a decision about where they want to take this. Grouping up over towards A. One player still lurking in towards the window room. The only problem is, it seems like the CTs themselves have a bit of an idea what may be happening. That aggressive Molotov is going to be the lane to be pushed. They have one player on short ready to try and support that player in jungle, but he needs to be wary if we do see Reitz, I believe that is pushing up early on. He could find that kill before he's actually, there's a possibility of a trade rather. I know from CT spawn now. Spots out the first player. Maniz with the op manages to actually connect that shot, brings him down to 14 and Reitz from behind. Finally, that flank is going to have an opportunity to actually get something done. Hunter, low HP as we mentioned before, looking to try and find some sort of an opening back in towards this bomb site. Reitz holding the murder hole, and Emmy from the stairs is going to have to try and get a lot of work done. Hunter just trying to make his way through this murder hole. He knows that there's a player on the other side of it, and it's basically a death trap at this point, and I don't really think there's too much that can be done unless Emmy gets a lot of damage done from the stairs, and it doesn't seem likely. Reitz should have this final kill, and there you go. Both headshots are going to be coming in, rather both kills, one of those being a headshot, and it is going to be Pride instantly coming back into it. Once again with the pistols, they are going to be coming out victorious. It doesn't look like Valiance, though, do want to go ahead and give that one up. No Eco's going to be coming in quite yet. It's not too bad of a buy. It's a little bit better than the one that they actually did have, rather, on that previous force, but going to be difficult once again. This time the terrorists, they're not going to leave one player alone over towards ramp. Not going to give the opportunity for any weapons to be dropped. They are just going to go as 5, stick together and ensure that the trades do come in, and Reitz spamming into the smoke connects a lot of damage. A nice nade actually does come back in return from Hunter, but not really as much is going to be done in return, so still much favoured for the Pride side as they continue to just hold towards middle, waiting to see if any mistakes are going to be made. Emmy, nice nade there. That should be on the Morels and brings them down to 46. So every bit of damage is important, especially when you only have these pistols and the SMGs to actually be able to finish those players off with just a little bit more ease. But now a minute remains in Pride. They're going to have to start making the decisions soon about where they want to take this. And right now, one player up short. A great flash goes in, allows Petitek to take down Hunter. And now on a 5-on-4, the CTs themselves are looking to try and make a play to bring this back in their own favour. Not really going to work out. Once again, a single kill comes in by Toxic, but he's going to be instantly traded out by Reitz. And now the terrorist just going to be swarming this A-bomb site. And now going to be the sole defender. Even then, he's pushed in towards ramp. He's in a decent position to maybe catch one of these players by surprise. But he's too aware. He has the game sense. He's going to be holding that spot, takes him down. And now it's all onto Intel. Position, of course, is going to be known. He's taken that one kill from the CT spawn, but now with his position known, it's going to be hard for him to even try and save this AK if he'd like to do so. And there we go. He is going to be found, rather. Pride with a 3-1 start, finally capitalising on one of those rounds, being able to actually win up against those pistols. And now Valiance, we should see the full eco coming in, and Pride should be starting this off with a 4-1 scoreline, unless some really heroic players are brought out with most likely just these USPs, because they don't even really have the money to upgrade the P250s or anything of the like. Pride, maybe seeing a bit of a faster paced round, I believe. Mark 10 instantly out towards mid, looking to just try and make its way up connector, I do believe. And with 3 players grouped that ramp, this should be very difficult defense for the CT side. But Toxic actually does manage to find the first. Neno was hiding in the cubby there in connector, and his position wasn't actually noted. And Morels, because of that, is going to drop a Mach 10 over to the CT side to use. Not really too important. Pride should still be favoured in this position, but Maniz towards top mid really is getting some work done. Finds himself a quick double. Tom able to take down Neno in the process, and Hunter eventually finds that trade towards top middle and manages to actually retrieve himself that AWP. Question is, does he bother going for this? Because it's very unlikely that they can actually pull off a 2-on-3 retake, and especially with Intel falling now, Hunter just saving this up, going to be carrying that over, and that should be dropped over to Toxic, I believe. The economy of Pride isn't too great. I'm not really sure if hunting would actually be worth it in this position. If they lose one more weapon, they'll have to... Well, they won't really be building themselves up any bank at this point. Probably want to just... If they are hunting, stick at least in groups of 2. Make sure that they can pick up the trade, lose one more weapon at the most, and be able to actually build themselves up some decent economy. Because going into this following round now, Valiant's going to be coming out with that buy. They will, of course, be looking to try and break the economy of Pride to get themselves right back into this. And Hunter actually holding that angle on Kitchen unscoped just at the perfect timing for that terrorist to stay alive, and he will be found. Perfect use of that Molotov to actually force him out into the open. And there we go, Pride, as expected, they are going to get that 4-1 lead. And Valiant's coming in with a buy now. I don't know if they're going to have enough for an up, unless Toxic rather wants to go for the glass cannon, and he has actually decided to do so. He's a player that can have a massive amount of impact, so let's see if he's going to be able to do so in this round, which I think is going to be needed a little bit more, even considering we don't really see a lot of utility coming out for that CT side. We could see Pride attempting to abuse that with a bit of a faster paced round, but it doesn't seem so. Instead, focusing on that mid control once again, a bit of a standard default coming in. Trades do successfully come back and forth, putting Pride in an advantageous situation once again. And Hunter looking to try and regress. He is aware now that 4-on-4 is going to favour the terrorist side. It is going to split that CT defence up and leave some holes and weaknesses that could be exploited by Pride. There's now the bomb making its way in towards B, it seems, and this will be the correct decision if they do decide to fully commit onto this B-bomb site. We've seen no players currently in position to actually try and hold. There's a bit of a gamble coming in from the Serbian side to stack up that A-bomb site. May not be the correct decision, but as I say that, finding both of those kills is super important. That gives them the chance now to just go for this retake. They do, of course, have one defuse kit. The terrorists not 100% sure, rather, that this B-bomb site is clear quite yet, so they take a little while actually managing to clear it before they go for the bomb plant. But now on a 2-on-4, the CT is just getting themselves into position to try and go for this retake together. Stick in a quick unit rather, and just ensure that they pick up trades from this point forward. Emmy with the up. Holding this angle in towards kitchen, waiting to see if any mistakes are made. See if Reitz goes for the peak. Hunter from apartments looking to just try and spot out the position of both of these players. And I think he's aware that there's a player on short, and he is indeed, as he finds himself that kill all onto Reitz now. 1-on-4. Finds the first position now known. Should be a trade coming in from this point onwards, but he finds a low HP player. Doesn't matter though. Neno from short indeed finds that trade successfully, and Intel easily has this defuse. I've just been informed that I was pronouncing Joxic wrong. My apologies. I was actually told before when I was casting this team that it was Toxic. And I'll also try and slow down my cast in a small amount. Apologies. But yeah, once again, the buy coming in from Pride. They still have the economy. They aren't really going to be struggling too much in this one. They don't really have too much left over, so if they lose this, we could see Valiance manage to get themselves another free round onto the board. But for now, Pride continuing on with this fairly standard default, just going over towards middle once again, working that up from Maniz, seeing if any mistakes are made by the Valiant side, if any peaks come in. And actually Valiants themselves have gone for a bit of a different setup. They've decided to go for this double up and send them one of those over towards B apartment that allows that one player to kind of just keep that position locked down, get the info early on if anyone that actually does come towards this side of the map, and take a bit of a gamble. Then, as you can see, they've gone aggressive on A ramp also, playing two players forward up, just looking to play forward of any smokes that may come in later in the round. But here we go. Intel peeks in towards middle, finds a great headshot onto Tom, and actually manages to drop the bomb in the process. Of course, it's not really in a position that he can actually try and hold it down, but at least gets the info that that's the position of the bomb currently. And now on a 4-on-5, Pride desperately looking to try and bring this back. Maniz, he's looking to try and work this from connector. Spots out the shoulder of Joxic, but he's not actually going to be able to take the kill. But the T-Tech from Palace, that's a really nice find. He finds the timing. He's aware that the player on site was a little bit preoccupied by the op and connector. And now on a 4-on-4, the T's have multiple positions to try and come into this A-bomb site from. And Morels, he may be able to find one player getting aggressive here on short, and he does so, as does Maniz onto Neno. And it's beginning to fall apart for the Serbian side. Intel, though, he's playing for the long run. He is not going to try and capitalize on that kill instantly. He instead waits a little while, and he's going to be able to find 2 kills out of that. Emmy also finding Reitz now leaves it all onto Morels in a 1-on-2, but it's certainly winnable. Low HP onto both of these players. And it is going to be towards the B-bomb site now, where he actually gets this bomb down. And this is a really good position right now for Pride. Morels, even though he's in a 1-on-2, he only needs a single bullet connected onto both of these players, and he still has utility to work with. And now both of the CTs just looking to try and stick together, ensure that trades can come in. No utility does remain, so they don't have any flashes even to try and get themselves into a position to blind them up. As Intel with the op, not the player you'd normally be seeing on this weapon, but he'd be looking to try and get it done. And Morels, he finds the first position now, no, and only needs to find Intel, and he's going to be successful. The 1-on-2 comes in, and it is going to be Pride taking yet another round. And the economy of Valiance now has been broken, as it's a 5-2 scoreline for the Polish side. Fulico going to be coming in though. No first buy at the moment. There is one player in Fulico territory, that is Hunter, but I guess they want to just play for the long run, want to try and get the best buy round out that they can in the, probably not upcoming round, but most likely the one afterwards. As Pride towards middle should be able to find this round quite easily. I don't really think too much fight will be put up by Valiance. Maybe a couple of kills with these USPs, which would be ideal. Let's force some more rebuys. As now over towards middle. They all face together. I like this. It is an attempt to try and at least ensure that a couple of kills are picked up. Hunter finds one, but as expected, the AKs are going to be able to do most of the work, and I believe that was actually Morel's to take 4. The ace will be denied, though, as Reitz comes from underpass, finds the final kill onto Joxic, and 6-2 for Pride, but it seems like the buy will actually come out for Valiance now. They don't want to allow Pride to take any more rounds without actually trying to contest it. Bit of a weaker buy than perhaps hoped for the CT side, but it is at least a decent amount of utility for them to work with. Very few Molotovs. The one that they did have available, I believe, has already been used towards the ramp. And a UMP and a FAMAS for Hunter and Neno, but not a bad buy overall. Intel working towards Connector. I don't think he's aware that Morels is actually already pushed up close left, but he's going to find the kill either way. Morel's not in the position to have anyone to actually pick up that trade either. That means that for free, the CTs are able to get a 5v4 advantage, and Hunter, great pop flash comes in by his teammate to allow him to take down yet another player. And in a 5-on-3, Pride looking to desperately try and bring this back once again. They've been successful in the past. Will they be able to do it this time? Reitz, he comes up Connector, takes down Intel from behind. Unexpected that there could have been a player in that position apparently, and now the T is, let's see what they decide to do. You have to really regroup. They still have a lot of time to work with. Neno with the UMP finds one player running up towards A alone, and Reitz, he falls to the UMP of Neno. And now in a 4-on-2, Tom and Petit Tech going to be looking to try and clutch this one out. Hunter peeking in towards middle, looking to try and get himself some info. Doesn't spot out anyone, but now he will be aware that both these players have made their way up Connector. Hunter finds the first. Should be just playing for time now. Doesn't really need to actually peek this player, but Joxic comes in to ensure that there is a player in position to ensure that if he does get taken down, the trade will instantly come in, and Valiance finally getting themselves another round. Pride don't have as good of an economy as I would have expected after winning a couple of rounds in a row, but they will still be able to afford to buy. Full set of AKs for the terrorist side. No op for Minis this time. We'll be just working with a rifle, and let's see what Pride decide to go for. So far, it has just been fairly standard with them, just sending mostly 3 players over towards middle, looking to just try and get some control, but this time they've changed it up. One player aggressive down mid, Minis looking to try and get some control towards Connector, and it seems like we may be seeing an A execute coming in. Tom in the Palace, 3 players grouped up on ramp. And the CT is, they're actually in a really good position right now to try and hold this. They already have a triangle of doom set up between CT, Palace and Stairs. But now the smokes go down to cut off a couple of these players. Tom is going to be able to take down Neno as he has no support at all. Petit Tech not able to find that spray transfer, and Joxic does actually manage to fall back off and stay alive for the moment. So in a 4-on-4 now, bomb should be getting planted. Valiance looking to just try and get something done, but it's the terrorists instead to push forward. Morels, he finds too quickly as he finds both Intel and Hunter. Emmy eventually trades it. That 2-for-1 that they were able to get. Joxic and Emmy, will they be able to successfully pull off this retake? Very little utility remains. The Molotov used to try and clear out one of the positions towards the A-bomb site. A flash still also in play. Maniz from top mid. He does his job to shut down Emmy, and Joxic now not even in a position to try and trade. Rather, I was going to say at this point he should be just backing off, but too far forward, too committed to that retake to be able to actually fall off. And once again, the eco coming in for the Serbian side. So Pride continuing to build up a very solid half. It was mentioned that some people were saying this is Pride's best map, and they're definitely showing that it is one of their best maps at the moment anyway, with this performance that they're showing on the terrorist side. Valiance, on the other hand, not a map they've played too much, but they have had a good record on it, so I was expecting perhaps a little bit more, but then again, it is still early game, and especially with Intel being able to find that one kill towards short, that could be something for them to work with. But then again, it's the terrorists making their way straight out towards the A-bomb site, and with only pistols to try and defend, it's not going to be working out at all. Valiance just falling one by one. Emmy has the only AK for the CT side to actually try and work with, but he's going to get dropped pushing in through the smoke, and just there we go, one by one, all the players pushing in. I would have liked to have seen them maybe coordinate that attack a little bit more. And now back onto the buy. Valiance, they need to start building up some more rounds now. At this point, they probably want to pick up the remaining 4. Want to at least get up towards 7 if possible. It is usually a map that's slightly biased towards the CT side, maybe 9 to 6 or so. But look at this, I like this little adjustment coming in from the CT side. They're trying for some aggressive pushes. Emmy and Neno find one each. Intel also chimes in, and those 3 players that pushed up mid, they themselves are going to be able to take one and really put this in a good position now for Valiance. Trying to bring that back. Petit Tech finds one, but Joxic, he's going to be able to rain down bullets from the steps as he peeks in with that AWP and finds one more kill. Maniz, last man standing, 1-on-3. We've seen some clutches be pulled off already in this game, but is it going to be possible once again for Maniz, or is it too much to ask of him? As he looks to just try and creep out towards the A-bomb site. Doesn't even have control of the bomb. That's going to be a big problem. He can't even try and just get this bomb down. He has to actually try and reclaim it towards the middle where the CTs right now are just looking to try and regroup. We see that player who's in CT spawn beginning to slowly fall back off. Joxic posted up on this jungle angle. Maniz goes for the peek and he finds it. Finds that no scope. I mean, I believe he may have scoped for a moment rather, but he takes down the first and puts himself in a decent position now. 2 players to try and find Hunter underneath the window. And he's actually very cut off from his teammate at the moment. If he gets taken down here, this could be a problem for the Valiance side. But luckily enough, he finds that kill. He even managed to retrieve the op for Joxic. And Pride, they don't actually have the economy to buy, so going to be looking at a half buy, it seems. Just the players with the extra economy are going to be investing into some pistols and some Kevlar, ensuring that they can at least get some damage done. Drop some of these weapons for the CT side and give themselves a chance once they do get those rifles out to break the economy once again of the Valiance side. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing Valiance right or if it's actually Valiance. Let me know if I am correct and pronouncing that incorrect rather. As this round should be fairly easy, I believe, for the Valiance side. You see the first player already being taken down by Pride, from Pride rather. Mani is just pushing straight up connector. Not going to work out for him. Didn't actually check that stairs position. And now the remaining 4 just working towards middle. Looking to see if anyone from the CT side decides to go for a peek and hands away a kill. But I don't think that's really going to happen. Valiance, they know that they don't really have to get too aggressive when they already have this man advantage. And Joxic with the op, putting that even further more in their favour as he takes down yet another player. Petitek takes one eventually. But now 2 of those players at least have been spotted towards middle. A lot of info for Valiance to work with. Hunter on the secondary AWP finds a frag onto Morels. Now the last 2 in towards jungle and window, just looking to try and maybe get 1 or 2 more kills out of this if possible. Petitek retrieved himself an M4, but he's not able to get anything at all done with that one. And now it's all on to Tom. I don't think they're actually aware of his position at the moment. They're definitely cautious that there could be this final player in CT spawn. As you can see, Joxic just posted up on this with the op. Peeking in, low HP, could get taken down. And there we go, Tom finds it. Picks himself up the op. We should still see Intel in position now to just shut this down. And I don't really think Tom is going to get too much more done other than maybe 1 or 2 kills. But he doesn't even bother to take the AWP. Instead, sticking with the P250. He's thrown the op out of the map. I like this play. Going to be ensuring that it won't be retrievable for the CT side and continuing to get damage done. He's really making this costly for the CTs. But Emmy from behind should be denying this bomb plant now. And Tom, valiant effort. Ironically, considering Valiance is the name of the CT side rather instead. But he definitely put in a good effort there. He managed to take another couple of kills in the process. Causes the damage. And as you can see, Valiance now going to have to be working with a bit of a weaker buy into this one as Pride get out all the rifles that they need. Yeah, as you can see, Emmy is going to be relegated to an MP9 rather than that M4, but playing over towards that B-Ops, I guess it's not really too big of a deal. Joxic, nice find as we see a faster play coming in by Pride. Really fast up connector this time and also up short, but it seems like the trades will be going in favour of the CT side for the moment at least. Pride not really going to be giving up on that quite yet, going to be continuing on with this aggression, looking to try and bring it back in their own favour, but it's not working out right now. Reitz eventually does manage to find one and bring it back into a 2-on-3. Reitz and Morels, both of these players have been playing quite well, and they're continuing to do so as Reitz find themselves yet another frag. 1 more from Morels, leaves it all onto Emmy now, and the player that we mentioned didn't actually have the rifle to work with is going to be the last left in a 1-on-2. I'm not sure if there's an M4 at the moment that can be picked up for him to actually get himself a decent weapon to try and clutch this one out. Pushing straight into the bench. I don't think he's actually been spotted. Reitz could be caught off guard, and he has been indeed. The upgrade comes in. The op has been taken out by Emmy. Morels, he knows he has the HP advantage right now. He knows the damage has been done. He has the nade. He throws it out. That should connect it a tiny bit more. And now it's down to 34 for Emmy. 1 bullet of this AK, and he finds the pre-fire 1 tap. What a shot from Morels, and the op will also be retrieved. Pride 9-5, and this is a great T-half already by the Polish side as Valiance's economy once again has been reset. As you can see, they're not going to be working with a good buy into this one. Emmy has enough for the op. He will purchase that up and drop it over to, I believe, Joxic. Other than that, they only have a Mag 7 and CZs to work with. As Pride looks like they will go ahead and slow down the pace now. Previous round went quite well for them. Not early on, of course, but the clutch was successful. This time they'll slow it down, and Petitek actually gone very aggressive out towards ramp on his own here. He does have 1 player in Palace that I did not notice. Somewhere else going to be there to at least try and give some support, and both of those players are going to be able to chime in as they completely destroy this A-bomb site defense. Intel, he's going to be playing from connector with that Mag 7, but sadly the weapon he actually does manage to take down is a Mag 10, so it's not really much of an upgrade. And he is finding 1 more towards middle also means that I was going to say this should be easy enough for the Pride side, but as I saw Emmy taking 1 and Hunter in a great position to take that headshot, it is getting quite a bit dangerous now for the Pride side. Reitz and Morels should be just regrouping. making their way over towards this A bomb site where Morels has already managed to get himself quite a lot of control. And he spots out that up now also in connector. Hunter jumping up is going to be receiving a lot of damage, and the headshot does come in the end through the corner of the stairs. And now it's a one-on-one. Emmy yet again going to be left to try and clutch this one out as Reitz just goes straight for the bomb plant on default. Looking to get this down instantly as Emmy is actually himself looking to try and reposition and come in with a bit of maybe a surprise factor. He seems aware that the player may have moved. He's positioned himself now to just completely shut down Emmy as he creeps out. Doesn't expect the player to be to the left up on the bench. And that is going to be Pride taking themselves double digits in that first half. And with a 10-5 T side, they're looking very solid now to try and just close this one out on the CT side. Rather, Valiance are going to need to pick up the pistol, I believe, if they want to actually give themselves a chance to build this comeback. And as you can see, we won't be having a pause by any means. We will be instantly going into the action. It is going to be over on that CT side. Interestingly enough, 5 sets of Kevlar. No defuse kits are going to be coming out for this round. So we will see Pride looking to just try and take all the M-Joules, looking to try and brute force their way through this round. On the other hand, though, Valiance are going to be going quite heavy on that utility. They have 2 smokes, a Molotov, and 2 flashes. And early on, I believe that Molotov is going to be thrown out towards the connector position to stop any mid-aggression as the T's rather look to try and regroup in underpass and go for a bit of a faster round. The bomb does remain in the B apartments, though, along with one more player. Mani is getting the work done in towards middle. He finds 2 quick headshots, trying to find the triple. He will actually get denied by Emmy, but still good job has been done as it's a one-man advantage for the Pride side. Neno now finally looking to try and advance out of the B apartments along with, I believe that is Intel, looking to try and get some damage done. And Emmy towards middle is once again being spotted. Morels, he finds a kill from that window position, continuing on the work of Maniz. Petitek shuts down Intel also on the B-bomb site, and he finds the final headshot. Really nice P250 headshots coming out, as well as the USP ones from Maniz in that round by the CT side. As Pride 11-5, not looking too likely now that Valiance are going to be able to get too much done, as they do go for the force fight. If they pick this one up, perhaps they can still continue and building the comeback. But if Pride take this one, we are going to see them up 13-5 before Valiance actually do get the rifles out to try and contest. Let's see what we do see Valiant decide to go for with these pistols. Do they have a set plan? Or will we see them just kind of holding back and waiting to see what Pride go for, wait and see if any aggression comes in? And it seems like they will be just going for a fairly standard round. 3 players towards top mid though. It seems like some cess smokes have been thrown out towards B. And this pop flash been set up by Hunter. They should actually blind everyone towards middle. I myself have used this in the past and it's very solid. And there we go, it even blinds the player on short. Tom is going to be forced back. The terrorists are able to work their way out mid. Emmy finds the first. Reitz up close looking to try and find this trade as he does actually spot out the shadow of Intel. Managed to take down that first player, and it seems like the CTs will be able to take multiple frags back in their favour as the FAMAS of Tom also getting some work done. Joxic finds one, but doesn't seem like it's going to be nearly enough as it's still a 3-on-1 and Neno is the last man standing. And that's a bit of a mistake perhaps by Tom there to be just pushing up short all alone. Hands of FAMAS over. And Reitz and Petitek now need to make sure that they just stick together, ensure that the trade comes in, but doesn't seem to be needed as Petitek is able to catch the timing towards middle. Takes Neno down, uses that surprise element, and will be able to pick up the FAMAS, but at least a decent amount of damage was done by Valiance. That's really the only... It's really the only silver lining I can see in that round. As now the full eco coming in, Pride shouldn't really have any trouble at all being able to close this one out. A couple SMGs, rather one SMG is going to be purchased in. Oh, I was correct the first time, it is 2. I did not notice Reitz still also had a UMP. And it's Morels with the FAMAS to push up mid, take down 2 quick kills for himself, finds the bomb and knees. A little bit of an iffy spray towards under, but he does eventually manage to close that one out. And it is going to be a 13th round for Pride as they're 3 away from being able to get themselves this first map in the series. And a reminder for everyone watching, this is the map pick of Valiance. Mirage was chosen by the Serbian side and they haven't really been shown what they can do at the moment. Well, so far rather, as Pride have just been kind of rolling over them. But now the bike comes out, and as you can see, Pride have decided to actually keep these SMGs in. As Sadik has used to call it in the past, I don't think he does anymore. A Jaden round is going to be coming out. It is just going to be those SMGs kept on. The CT is not really looking to upgrade because they still have the economy left over. If they lose this one, then they get the full rifles out. And in this one, they'll be their main focus, of course, will be to win the round. But a little bit of a bonus is just any damage that they can get done. And as you can see, aggression going to be coming in as they look to try and get something done with the SMGs. And it comes back eventually in their own favour as they do manage to get themselves into a 3-on-3. But losing one more player instantly, it will be the terrorists now just looking to try and commit onto this B-bomb site. And it looks like it should be successful as Neno finds 1 kill on A and they're going to just begin to back off now. Look to try and group up. Just make sure that they do manage to, if they do find this final player rather on one of these bomb sites, they are together to ensure that he won't be able to find more than one kill. Tom, nice find there on the Joxic, upgrades his way towards an AK, and he should be aware that they were making their way towards the A bomb site, especially now that he hears the steps of Neno in towards jungle. Spamming into the smoke, some damage is going to be done, but he's not going to be able to find the kill. So Intel getting this bomb down with ease, and we should see both of these players now just setting up a very solid after plant, ensuring that they have that crossfire, or that they have the positions that they can just play the time on this bomb. Tom has a defuse kit, but he is actually going to be going for this. It seems like he is actually just going to try and wrap around, but the footsteps are being heard. Intel should be finding this kill, and there you go. The headshot comes in, rather. So Valiance getting themselves another round onto the board finally. They are still only working with 6 to the 13 of Pride, but giving themselves a chance now to try and actually have some room to work with on the terrorist side. Give themselves a chance to actually try and get something done, rather than Pride just rolling over them instantly. Who picked Mirage? Valiance chose Mirage. So, as I mentioned before, not putting up the best performance on their own map choice. Not what you'd want to see in a best of 3. Especially with one of the better maps once again coming up following for Pride. As now it is going to be the buy still coming in by Pride. Then actually it's going to be a double op setup. So going all in instantly. That's why they decided to keep those SMGs. I guess wanted to try and get this out early on. Perhaps it's their secret weapon, Petit Tech. I believe he is actually a stand-in for this lineup for Luz. I'm not sure if Luz has been removed or if he's just not able to play at the moment, but T-Tech looking to try and bring out this double up setup, something that you can kind of just be a bit more maneuverable with, have a bit more freedom. You don't really have to be drilled into those setups quite as solidly. As now they will just continue on with this default, it seems, the Valiant side. Very little utility left. They do have 2 smokes, a lot of Molotovs at least to work with, which is a positive, and that means we could be seeing a bit of a heavy XQ coming in towards one of these bomb sites. And how has Hunter got himself into this position? How has Hunter managed to get himself in towards Kitchen? And he's not going to be taking the shot quite yet. He knows Petit Tech is playing in this position, but he wants to see if there's another player waiting on the B bomb site. And he's going to be just waiting for his teammates to get the contact first, and he eventually just goes ahead and capitalizes on it, rather, takes the headshot for himself. One more player playing underneath the apartment's window will also be found by Hunter, who's putting in a great job in this round. One more player in Kitchen. Hunter, he doesn't look like he's going to be stopping anytime soon. He's looking to continue trying to cause some chaos, as he is just going to be trying to hunt down these kills, and it seems like the CTs have already decided to go for the save. Reitz and Morel is just going to be backing off. As the remaining 3 players for Valiance, they are just going to begin to back off and ensure that they can keep these weapons alive. They themselves don't have a lot of economy. They have very little. If they were to lose one more, they would be struggling, maybe forced onto an SMG or so in the following round. So I'm not sure if hunting is worth it, but it seems like they are going to be going for it. Morels finds Joxic. Hunter still in the T-spawn. May spot out the head of Morels, but he seems like he's just going to back off. Morels, he's aware that there could be a player holding this position. Doesn't want to risk throwing that AWP away. Rather, that rifle away. It was Reitz that had the AWP, I believe. But now Valiance getting themselves a little bit closer. Beginning to narrow this gap, reduce the deficit of rounds that they're working with. And it's going to be a bit of a weaker buy coming in by Pride. They will be leaving those 3 players that died to just go for the full eco. The rest of the players working with, rather the 2 players working with those saved weapons, the AWP and the AK, of course, could get quite a lot of damage done. We're aware what one player can get done with just one single weapon into his hands. But then again, Reitz and Morels are going to have to step up massively if they want to actually take this round. Right now, we do see a bit of a faster play coming in towards the B-bomb site. Morels is not really in any sort of position, as is Reitz. As both of those players over on the A-bomb site, they made a bit of a gamble. And it is just going to be Valiance completely shutting this one down. Pride, once again, I believe, should be just saving. As Reitz finds 1 kill, at least, to cause a bit of damage to the economy of Valiance. And I think Pride, they of course want to save, but they have the money coming into this following round. If they can get a couple more kills out of this, that would also be a really good situation for them to work with. Because as we can see, the economy extremely weak for Valiant at the moment. They are working with 800, 1700 and 1500 onto the 3 players that are alive. Hunter, the only real one that has any sort of bank built up. As Neno takes down Reitz, drops the AWP. Morel's now the last man standing, just looking to try and save this towards the top of middle. And now with 5 rounds in the difference, it will be Pride managing to buy themselves back up once again. Knee is on the AWP, it will be this time. We saw him rocking that the majority of the time on the terrorist side, but this is the first time I believe that he's actually brought out solo, at least last time Petit Tech also had one. So let's see what he's going to decide to go for now that he's the only op force that's going to be working for the CT side. Joxic, of course, has that for the Valiance team as well. And right now it seems to be a default with actually a lot of presence put over towards the B apartments, just leaving one player holding ramp, one player making presence towards top middle, so that Pride will be on their tippy toes, at least aware that there could be some players working in from middle, and they're not too comfortable just kind of giving that position up on the map. They have to actually put some presence towards it. There's now Valiance regrouping up towards the B apartments, and aggression towards under could be caught off guard by Joxic, and there we go. A great headshot comes in, manages to connect it through the corner of the wood. He does receive a dink in return, but he does remain alive, and that's what's important. There's now 2 players on the speed bomb site. Looks like they will have a lot of terrorists coming in the direction now any moment, as we do see one player up on the balcony. Petit-Tech is going to be looking to try and get it done, but he only finds one, as Emmy also takes down Tom over towards short, and the B-bomb site now fully under the control of Valiance. And another kill coming in favor of Emmy means Reitz as the last man standing once again. May just look to try and save. Seems to be the trend for the Pride side so far on this CT. On this CT side, since they've swapped over to the defense, they've had to just go for these saves a lot. We've seen Valiance kind of just overwhelm one bomb site's defense, and force Pride to not really have any sort of chance other than to save. When you're working with such a heavy disadvantage, those retakes can be almost impossible. So, Valiance, it seems like they're finally beginning to warm up. They are getting themselves into this game and getting ever so closer now towards the double digits, as I think we should see Pride ecoing into this following round. They're not really going to have the money to buy. Reitz, hopefully for the sake of Pride, will be able to save this M4. But he is being hunted. Does find the first onto Emmy, and I don't think there's anyone in position to actually be able to find that trade. So yeah, there we go. He is going to save the M4 over. As I mentioned, the economy of Pride, not great. They are just going to be working with that one M4 and maybe a couple of upgraded pistols. And actually, Mani is working with some extra economy, also gets some Kevlar to go with, as does Morel. So they have at least a bit of firepower to back themselves up with. I'd like to see Reitz maybe go for a bit of an aggressive play early on, try and actually put that one-man advantage in their favour. Maybe send one more player with him to ensure that the trade comes in so that they can manage to keep that man advantage if he does get traded out himself by one of those terrorists. As now it is going to be a default once again by the T side, but very little mid control other than just Hunter looking to actually try and hold towards the top of mid himself, selling a small bit of presence, using that utility, and up against the pistols, it looks like he will just back off now, make sure that he stays with his teammates, because the CT is, as we've seen in the past, something that they can go for is they can flash over mid and just try and face that position altogether, and that can be really dangerous, especially when you're solo on that position. Mani, look at this aggression. I really like this. Mani is making a play, finds that first kill, may get a second. He does a lot of damage, but he himself is down to 2 HP after going for the reload. He will actually go for the reface. He managed to hold that angle, wait for the headshot, as Neno just peeks directly out into his crosshair. And now over towards B, we will see Hunter looking to try and open this side of the map up. He finds the first 2. Reitz with that M4 is able to find a single kill before getting taken down. And Hunter, he's showing up massively as he comes in with a quick triple kill. And now it's all onto Morels and Minis. Both of these players are at least working with rifles. Mini is extremely low, but as is Hunter, so it's a fairly close situation at the moment. And Morels finds the first. All onto Toxic, or rather onto Joxic now with his AWP to try and clutch it out 1-on-2, and the timing just does not work out. He unscopes just as we see Morels peeking out from the kitchen, and it will be that round going in favour of Pride. And that's not what you want to see if you're a Valiance fan. Getting so close to managing to build up this comeback for themselves, but Pride coming in when they only have a half buy. Managing to get themselves up to 40, and that leaves very little room now for Valiance to work with. If errors are made, they could be facing at best overtime. So from this point out, they need to play flawlessly if they actually want to try and take this during the regulation. As now we finally see a full buy coming in from both sides. They will have everything they need to work with. Plenty of utility for both Valiance and Pride, as all the smokes and molotovs will be purchased up. The op onto both Maniz and Joxic. Over towards middle though, this time Valiance looking to try and put a lot more pressure. In the past we've mostly seen just one player coming towards his position along with those smokes. This time they have 4 players in position, and it looks like they may be looking to just try and find an opening towards either of these bomb sites. Maybe get a player into connector. Maybe get a player up short into that ladder room to give them the options of splitting onto one of those bomb sites. As Hunter goes in towards connector, and Intel also up towards short, up on top of the little fence, just trying to hold that angle in towards window. Morels, he's playing up very close to this smoke, and I was about to say it looks like he's tempted to try and push in, and it's not going to work out. Even with a flash from Maniz, that angle from Hunter was immune to the position that the flash actually managed to land towards. And Tom from the ladder room, I did not notice he was in this position, able to take down Joxic, puts us back into a 4-on-4. But of course, Valiant's still going to be in favour of the terrorist side, being able to just weaken that CT defense a bit, make it be spread much more thinly, and now they will begin to just regroup, I presume. 38 seconds for them to work with. They need to make a decision soon, and that decision looks to be towards the A-bomb site. One player looking towards middle can just hold for the rotates, cut off any players who try to come in from short. And the other three now looking to try and group up as 2 from ramp and 1 from palace. Let's see if they are going to be able to overwhelm this defense. That is the question. 2 players in position to try and hold this down. We do see Reach towards the back of the bomb site. He is going to be able to take down the first as he finds Hunter, and he takes down Emmy. Meniz with the op chiming in towards Neno should be able to seal this round in favor of Pride. And as you can see, that is going to be map point gained by the Polish side. 15-9, as now 6 rounds in a row that Valiance are going to have to try and take if they want to actually be able to keep themselves into this map. This is their own map pick. Not really going to be willing to give this up so easily to Pride. They will want to keep trying to contest this, of course. They are going to try and do their best, but with a buy that's not ideal, it is going to be difficult. They have the op, they have an AK onto Intel, but other than that, it's going to be 2 CZs and a Mac 10 onto Emmy. And it looks like we will see a bit of a change coming in by Valiance. We haven't really seen them go into these executes early on. It can be something that's extremely dangerous, especially when Pride have managed to build themselves up such a solid economy. There's plenty of utility for them to try and slow down this push. So once these smokes go down by Valiance, I'd expect lots of Molotovs, lots of nades, and lots of flashes to just come down and really kind of just stop them in their tracks, not allow them to actually advance out of the ramp position or at least past Tetris. As now they will begin to move out, but as I say that, the CTs have kind of actually moved away from the bomb site itself, so they're not going to be in position to put down too much utility to actually try and delay this push. Instead, the T is going to be able to push up towards the steps. Neno, the man who's looking to try and lead the way, he is low HP. And it's going to be Morels instead to begin getting the work done as he takes down the first player. Reitz and CT Spawn needs to be wary of the player who's pushed aggressively into jungle. But now on a 5-1-4 Pride, they're going to be happy enough with allowing that bomb plant to go in favour of Valiance. They know that they have the advantage coming in towards this retake. One player spotted out on the steps there by Reitz, and it is going to actually be Tom to manage to pick up one, and Emmy trades back with the Mac 10, and now it's all onto this one player. He has the op, but it's not going to be enough. He doesn't connect the shot on towards Tom, and he will be taken down as Pride take the first map 16-9, and we will throw it now back to the analyst desk to discuss this game, rather.
And that's it for the first map. Pride takes the win 16-9 over Valiance and company, and they're one map advance in this best of 3 series. Congrats to Pride winning Mirage. That was Valiance's pick, and now we're moving on to Train. But before we go to Train, together with me, Danny and Hogar, to break this down, guys, looking at this at the beginning of the Mirage, I think Valiance looked kind of shaky. They threw those first opening rounds. That means that Pride gets advantage in 6-1, if I'm not mistaken, or 5-1 at one point. Even though they won that force buy, I think they played that one quite well. But on the other hand, let's talk a bit about whole map, Danny, and what happened.
Well, yeah, quite unexpected. I wasn't expecting Pride to win on this map. We've seen Pride winning 1v3 in the first round and saving the bomb. Valiance managed to win second round, and I thought, okay, they have economy, great, they have rifles, SMGs, and everything. But when Pride forced, they managed to win that round, and since then everything like went downhill for Valiance. I mean, Valiance probably didn't expect it from Pride that fast. Play style from pushing mid all through to connector to taking position in jungle, and they missed a couple of, I mean, Molotovs. And if we talk about Train, I think Pride is going to take this one. I mean, Valiance probably not in the best shape right now. Yeah,
however, what do you think about that play from Hunter, from Kitchen?
Oh.
Not that aim control, not shooting player and getting information.
Yeah, I think that was a Patitek, the player from the Pride, standing there. So I think he got really scared when he heard the AK from the left side, right?
Yeah.
It's really great game knowledge from Hunter, but I want to go back to the first round. They misplayed really bad. They lose by Minai's 1-on-3. So because they were all challenging him by one from 3 other sides. So I think they didn't get a good start. I think they now are frightened and they will lose the Train for sure. But the thing is, the Joksic played really bad with the AWP. He didn't connect hit shots even when the opponents had P250s or something like that. He couldn't kill them. So I think the big thing, the big downside of for the Valiance now is the Joxic not hitting hit shots because the next map is trained. So the best map for the AWP or etc. So
yeah, Joxic definitely needs to step up in order for Valiance to take this second map if they want to take us to third map in this best of 3. But definitely looking at how all the players played, I think Hunter had quite good rounds here and there. Latny, towards connector, he was quite good on that part of the map, but when you have that large of a margin after you lose your city side, it's really tough to come back. Even though they kind of started coming back on their T side, Pride managed to close it out and win it. I mean, in the end.
Every round the Valiance won. Actually, it's the thing they won by clutch. It's always like 2 members alive, staying alive that route, so they couldn't build up the economy. Next round they always lose it. They always lost it, so they will always keep resetting all the maps. So the thing is, I think the communication between players in the Valiance is bad. They have really missed timings. The members from Pride, they're boosting the windows, killing the players from the behind, etc. for a couple of times, or from the connector. So I think the communication is going wrong in the team.
Well, yeah, in the first half, whenever we've seen that Pride always likes to take that mid control and proceeding through connector to A side. Whenever Valiance played that aggressively, like let's say ultra aggressively on mid from short, from connector and the window, when they get these opening kills, I've seen C4 getting dropped like a couple of times, and in these situations they managed to take a couple of rounds for them. So if the bomb wasn't dropped and stood unguarded, I think Valiance could be losing the game even much harder.
Yeah, I mean, looking at how they started and how they finished, definitely underwhelming from them, but hopefully they can bounce back for the second map. Before we go to a second map, we'll go for a short commercial break. When we come back, it's Analyst Desk for the second map, train between Pride and Valiance. Stay tuned. Welcome back, ladies and gents, to EFRAG Studio here in Belgrade. You are watching Farmskins Championship, where 18 teams will fight their way through GSL format group stage and will fight for that one slot for IEM Katowice. I'm Rema and I will be your host for today, and together with me in studio, Danny and Hogar. We are ready to take on the second map between Pride and Valiance and Company. Pride managed to win the first map, that was pick of Valiance, and with a result of 16-9. Definitely surprised us here at in the studio, but this is their pick now. Train, not unfamiliar map for Valiance as well, but it's Pride's pick, and as Hogar, as you pointed out, Joxic had a really underwhelming game on Mirage, so hopefully he can bounce back and bring that W for Valiance here in the second map. But before we go live, your thoughts on this second map. Danny, what do you think? Who gets this one?
Well, from what I've seen on Mirage, I think Valiance doesn't have a chance to surprise Pride on this one, because the Train is Pride's second best map. On the other hand, Valiance can play either good or bad on this map, but if Pride continues to play that super aggressive and super fast, I think Valiance will find a correct answer to take some rounds. But whoever wins the knife round, if Valiance wins the knife round, I think they should go for T-side.
For T-side?
Yeah, I think they should risk it and try to take as many rounds as possible and try to close the game in the second half.
Hogar, do you agree or disagree with that?
I agree with him, but the thing is, I think they will lose this map because they cannot get used to play against fast-paced games. So the thing is, the Valiance always play bad against teams who play fast, who play slow, like Navi do or does actually, or Hellraisers. That's why they win against them. Hellraisers play really, really slow, like them. So every time they play against somebody who plays fast and take duels, I think they lose all the time, or almost all of the time. So the thing is, I think they will lose this map for sure.
Do you guys maybe think that they need to start on CT side in order for Joxic to have a better game? Because if he gets shut down on T side, if they start, I mean, looking at if they win knife round, of course, and start on T side, and he gets shut down, do you think that he can come back on CT side and perform with that at AWP, or is it better for them to go for CT side and let Joxic do what Joxic does best?
Well, Joxic missed so many open shots on Mirage, quite easy ones. So I still think they should go for this side and try somehow to get as many rounds as possible and later on close the game on City side. But I don't think they have what it takes to win on Train.
The thing is, he plays too defensive. He's a good upper and he plays good aggressive, and he plays aggressive. So I think he should play like first T-half, just let him do his game. Like if you want to pick Ellie, he goes to Ellie. If you want to pick from the ladder room, he goes to ladder room. He needs to just find his game, and the rest of the team can step up.
Yeah,
also. And
maybe not be too predictive.
Yeah.
With AWP. Hopefully he can bounce back on Train, and we see some great AWP shots from Joxic. We are ready to go live, and once again for you, casting is Dean. So Dean, take it away.
Alright everyone, welcome back. It's good to be casting yet another map. And yeah, I think the analyst decks seem to be favouring Pride overall. I think I'm going to go ahead and agree with that one, because, I don't know, Valiance, they just didn't really show up on that on Mirage. We know what we can expect of them, but it doesn't seem like today is really their day. We did see Joxic, as was mentioned, kind of just missing a lot of shots that on a normal day he would definitely be hitting. And of course, there is still time for him to step it up now if he can reset himself mentally coming on towards Train. And I think Train is a map where the up can be even more impactful than it was on Mirage, really. So it should be a good game coming up, but I think Pride still are just going to be able to edge this one and likely finish this series 2-0. But right now we are in the knife round. As mentioned before, I don't really cast these. It is not really something that needs to be casted, and it looks like well, it could be still going either way, to be honest, but it looks like it should be Pride picking that one up, and they will indeed be able to take that knife round and then decide which side they want to begin this game on. And they will be just staying to the CT side. That is what I would have expected. And now Valiance, let's see what they're going to be able to get done starting off on this terrorist side. And this was kind of the they did seem a little bit stronger over on Mirage on the T side, so I think it'll be interesting to see what they can get done early on Train. If they can actually try and get the momentum in their favor early on, I think they could be in a really good position to maybe take this map and force it over onto the decider. But I guess that will be the question if they're able to start it off strong. If not, I think Pride just carrying over that momentum may be able to run away with this one, maybe even a bit more one-sided than the previous map, in my opinion, rather. There we go. We are going to be on live now into the pistol round. Once again, Pride, interestingly enough, not going to be opting to pick up a defuse kit. Happy enough with just sticking with the 5 sets of Kevlar. Valiance going once again with 2 players on that utility. That's going to be Neno and Emmy as they pick up 2 smokes and 3 flashes between the 2 of those. And a P250 actually also for Emmy. I would have liked to have maybe seen that dropped over to someone for a bit of a raid boss, but aggression coming in early on. It is going to be Reeds peeking up her B to try and get himself some info, and he does so without actually receiving any damage at all. So that's a really nice info play coming in early on by the CT side. And Mani is looking to try and reface. That could have been a real big problem as he spots out 4 players just facing down that ramp towards him. That could have been extremely dangerous. But here we go now. The terrorists just committing out onto this B-bomb. So we already have 3 players prepared for the Pride side to try and actually hold this down. And they're doing a great job, as it is going to be all the kills in favour of Maniz and Tom. And it's all left on the Neno now. He has himself a flash, throws that down the lower ramp. His position is known, and Reed tapping away will find that final kill, as it's going to be a perfect wipe coming in by Pride. Solid defence on towards that B-bomb site, as Pride start this match off at 1-0. But then again, Valiance, we saw in the first map, that pistol round didn't really matter. We did see Valiance been able to come back into it. Pride then themselves once again upsetting with the pistols. So let's see if it's going to be a similar... Let's see if it's going to be a similar thing happening now, or will we see Pride just instantly managing to capitalise on that pistol. First buy, of course, going to be coming in by Valiance. 2 Deagles, 3 CZs, and a bit of utility to work with. We saw both of those Deagle players actually sacrificing the Kevlar, and that's not good. Neno getting spammed down. 65 HP already, and he hasn't even been able to actually find any contact himself yet. Has yet to spot a player. Some damage going to be done back in return, though, towards Petitek as he gets naded down. I'm not 100% sure if I'm pronouncing that name correctly. Apologies, I'm not too good with the Eastern European name pronunciation, but hopefully I am. It is going to be just continuing on with this hold so far for Valiance, as they're yet to really make any sort of aggressive push. Continuing to just hold and wait and see if Pride make a mistake, rather, if they decide to actually go for some aggression themselves. But I don't think that's going to be happening. As we can see, they're playing a fairly standard setup at the moment, and actually a bit of a gamble being done early on, as they do send 2 players towards B in the position to actually just straight up hold this bomb site. Usually you'd leave 1 player near connector to kind of be a rotate back fast, but instead Maniz and Reach just looking to just try and stick together. They are just going to try and shut down this B bomb site attack once again, as we saw in the previous round. And this time they have quite a bit more weaponry to work with. They have the rifles, they have some utility also to try and delay this. Flash comes in to blind up the terrorists, and finally now we will see Valiance, I believe, trying to actually push down towards this bomb site. And that's a really good thing early on. Maniz gets damaged down heavily, finds 1 at least before falling. But an M4 now could potentially be handed over to the Valiant side if it is in a position for them to retrieve. But I don't know if they're going to be able to pick that up quite yet. Reeds finds himself another one as he takes down Joxic. Hunter trades it back, not able to get a second. That could have been crucial. And now it's all onto these 2 players without any sort of Kevlar to work with. Just the 2 Desert Eagles. Some amazing shots are going to have to be hit, and it's going to be extremely difficult. And as you can see, Tom finding himself yet another kill. It should be closed out in favour of Pride, and it will indeed, as Morales finds the final with the MP9. Valiance at least getting another bomb plant. That is something about Train. It is one of those maps where going towards that B-bomb site, a lot of the time you are going to be at least confirmed the bomb plant, because it's just the sort of map really where the CTs are kind of just hanging back towards the bomb site itself. They're not going to be pushed up any more forward as maybe, for example, you would be maybe on Inferno, pushing up closer to the wall on Banana to actually try and stop them from closing the distance with those pistols, stop them to actually getting into the bomb site with those pistols and deny the bomb plant. But on Train, it's not really quite as possible unless you're willing to push up aggressive on upper and maybe up the ramp, but that also can be highly dangerous. So one of those maps where it's fairly easy to actually get a bomb plant on a full eco, and as you can see, Valiance aware of that once again, just bringing it over towards B. They haven't had success at picking up a round on this side of the map yet, but they've had success at getting that bomb planted 2 times in a row. There only once they didn't actually get it down on the pistol, but on the half pipe they did actually manage to get it down. And here we go, some aggression coming in towards upper and close to the lower ramp, as I said before. Reeds this time looking to try and actually deny the bomb plant. He loses a teammate in the process, but also picks up 2 kills. Traded back out though, it could get dangerous. Luckily enough, Tom from Connector working with that FAMAS going to be able to just tap away and slowly chip the HP down of Intel, as he does manage to find that frag to put the advantage in favour of the CT side. And it will be a 3-0 start for Pride, as expected. Now Valiance coming into this one, they should have a very solid buy, and as you can see, averaging about $6,000. That is not a bad buy coming into this one by any means. They'll get the off out, they'll get every single bit of utility that they are going to require, and this is their chance now to try and get themselves their first round onto the board, as it looks like Pride may not upgrade a couple of these players. Maniz, interestingly enough, only has a CZ at the moment. It's very strange that he hasn't actually got himself a real weapon. Tom sticking with the FAMAS also, as they do look to try and get perhaps most of the damage done with this op and the two M4s, and Maniz sticking with the CZ for a specific reason, it seems, as he aggresses up towards B. He finds the first kill. The trade comes in though, as Joxic with that op successfully finds the opening on towards Reitz. And now we're in a 4-on-4. Emmy trying to bring this back in favour of Valiance, and he will be able to do so. Takes down Maniz, who was yet to actually fall back off of that aggressive push. Perhaps would have been the best decision, but he was a little bit too greedy. He wanted to pick himself up that AK. And because of that now, it will be Pride working with a one-man disadvantage. Morel's playing underneath his pop dog ladder. Waiting to see if anyone tries to drop down. This is a very solid position, but then again, Valiance, something we've seen a lot of teams doing lately is just dropping that flash down and then dropping down his two players on top of each other's head, and that can be very hard to deal with. But it seems like they will instead be favouring that A main position a little bit more open. Can just get themselves out, try and use that up to find the opening pick without actually having to get too close range, I guess. As Joxic is indeed going to be leading the way now. 45 seconds remaining, so they still have a bit of time to work with and wait and see if anyone from the Pride side decides to go for a peek, because with a one-man disadvantage, Pride probably at some point would want to be trying to push forward to actually try and get that info and make a bit of a gamble to stack one of the bomb sites. But for now, it seems like they will actually be getting themselves some contact over towards the A bomb site. Emmy able to take down that first player as he does manage to drop Tom. Petit Tech going to be trying to rotate in to get something done, but as you can see, that smoke going down and he may be getting flanked out by Intel. And there you go. It is going to be Valiance picking up that first gun round. As now Pride continuing on, they will be able to buy up once again. Economy going to be left with basically nothing left after this investment though, so they want to get themselves this round if they want to reset the economy of Valiance. If not, Valiance be in a good position to try and start building up a decent T-half early on. As it seems to be, once again, just the standard default coming in by Valiance. Not really too aggressive of a push early on, not really having too much presence other than that one smoke out towards the A-bomb site. But at least sell a bit of presence and maybe waste some of that CT side utility. They know that they may be low, and as you can see, indeed, only Reith and Morels have any utility left at all. That's a nice nade, actually. Hunter brought down to 62. They're spamming Morels. He could have maybe spammed back in that position, but I guess he just wants to play it safe. He has already given away his position by throwing that nade up, though, so Hunter is aware that there was a player at least up close to Pop Dog if he's not actually inside of it itself. And now Valiance, 1 minute remaining as they look to try and push some of this presence over towards B. It seems one player lurking towards IV may try and just cut off the rotates, maybe try and come in on that flank. But right now it seems like they have made a decision about what they want to do and what their goal now, their objective is for this round, as it looks to be the B bomb site. Still lots of utility left for them to use, plenty of smokes, plenty of Molotovs. Not really going to be struggling too much, as we do see the CTs now themselves looking to try and get some info, and I like this. Tom pushes in towards MN. He will be able to spot out that no one at the moment is in this position, but it may be too late as the rotates are yet to come in, and Maniz is going to have to try and hold down this site with basically on his own, as Reitz is too far back to really actually give him any help or any support, as he instead was just trying to spot the upper position for him. Hunter gets the bomb down. Intel able to come in on that flank that I mentioned from Ivy, finding one kill before being dropped, and Hunter, great headshot in on towards Reitz, as now it's all on to Petit Tech and Tom to try and come in on a 2-on-3 retake. And if they aren't able to find a kill soon, I'd say a save would be something that they should be considering. Nice find by Tom. Finds Hunter, brings them into a 2-on-2, and they do have a kit to work with, and a smoke actually also on the Petit Tech, but Tom getting flanked out. They don't expect Neno to be coming in from Connector, and now in a 2-on-1 we should just see the time being played. Joxic with the op, he's able to find that kill just as the smoke pops, and it is going to be Valiance with 2 rounds in a row. And this should be a fairly easy round now for the Serbian side. Only pistols coming in for Pride. At least have a couple upgraded ones. They are going to have 4 P250s coming out. Reitz doesn't invest at all. Not really working with the economy, I guess, to do so. Yeah, he's currently on 1950. If he was to invest, he would be looking quite weak on economy. Only getting 2400 in this following round. So seems like it should be cleaned up quite easily now by Valiance as they get themselves the first few kills in a row. It is going to actually be 4-0 of Pride, as it's all on the Reitz now in a 1 versus 5. All he has is a USP, and if he was to pull this off, this would be the highlight of the year so far. Of course, it has only begun, but it would definitely be up there as one of the best plays if he was able to get a 1v5 with any USP. But then again, that's almost impossible at this point. He is going to be coming in to maybe try and take a kill in the process, maybe try and retrieve one of these weapons for himself if possible to allow that extra utility to be purchased up in the following round. But I don't think anything's going to be handed towards him. Joxic just posted up on this angle. Reed's hiding back in the terrorist spawn. And I don't think anything's going to be handed to him at all. Actually, it looks like they may be hunting. This could be a little bit dangerous. Reeds does find the low HP player of Intel, but economy has been building up quite strongly over the past few rounds for Valiant, so it's not going to be too big of a deal. As you can, don't know if you can actually see the scoreboard at the moment, but they are roughly sitting about, after the investment, about 7,000, 8,000 on a couple of players, and then the lowest they have is actually 2,500. So that's not so bad. Even if they lose the round, they will be able to continue on buying. And now Pride out back onto the buy themselves. They are just going to be working with the 5 rifles. No op this time for Maniz, and as mentioned, Train, one of those maps where the op can have a lot of impact, and up against Joxic now, he'll have kind of free reign. These rifles don't really have the opportunity to go for these aggressive peaks, and as you can see, Hunter, he finds Petit Tech. Joxic going to continue with this aggression. He's not happy with just one-man advantage. He wants to increase that even further, and he does so as he takes down Maniz. Now this A-bomb site, it'll be almost impossible to defend. So many different avenues of attack at the moment for the terrorists to come in from, and as you can see, Joxic, he's going to be taking even the second Train's position. Should be able to spot this player on default quite soon. He spotted out a pixel. And oh my god, no, he doesn't connect it. Joxic, that's a shot he should be hitting. But still a 5-on-3. I don't think Valiance are going to be letting this round slip away. But that's just a little bit of a setback. That could have been the opening onto the bomb site that they really needed. As now Neno coming in from Popdog has the back of one opponent. Eventually manages to connect that spray. It was a little bit iffy, but eventually gets himself that kill. As now it's a 2-on-4. HP not amazing for the terrorist side by any means. Only Intel is looking healthy. The rest of the players are looking like they may be on life support. And there we go. Reeds one bullet on towards Neno. Gets that kill. Picks up a second. As now it's him left in a 1-on-2. And Emmy comes in from behind to find the final kill. And even retrieves the op for Joxic in this following round. Once again, Pride on the eco, 4 in a row now for Valiance. So full money bonus coming into the following round for the Polish side. They will be getting themselves $3,400 on top of what they currently have. And of course, if they can get a couple kills, also a bit of extra economy will be available to them. As right now, it looks to be just a fast round coming in by Valiance, and they've made the correct decision. 0 players at the moment on this B-bomb site to actually try and defend it. 2 players, as you can see, we're on their way. Only coming in through connector right now. They will be in the back lines, and the rifles, of course, at that range are going to be in a position where they should be winning that fight every single time, and that is what's happening so far. Hunter getting himself yet more kills as he takes down Petit Tech. Tom up close in the smoke, should be found any moment, and now it's all onto Morels. Desert Eagle, maybe a kill or two could come in if he hits some great shots. He gets the first and a second. And let's see what else he can get done. He finds Neno also, and he's really getting all the kills in this position. He's doing so much damage. He doesn't win the round, but at least taking 3 players in the process, he is going to cause a lot of reinvestments to come in for Valiance. And Neno stepping it up there, or rather not Neno, Morel stepping it up there, showing what he can get done with that Desert Eagle. As now it is going to be a 5-3 scoreline. Pride finally back onto the full buy. This time they have the op. They have a lot more utility than they had in the previous round. And they'll be looking to try and finally get themselves back into this and break that 5-round win streak for Valiance. As now it seems to be a standard round coming in once again by the Serbian side. Just splitting up. One player now main waiting to see if any aggression comes in. And this time Pride looking to try and take an aggressive stance. Tom pushing up close, spamming through, hoping to try and get some damage in, but no one in that position at the moment. He was hoping to try and maybe find an upper boosted up on that box, on the crate, trying to find himself a pick, but instead it's a bit of a more passive setup by Valiance. Nice nade goes down into Pop Dog. Doesn't do as much damage as I would have expected, as Morel's only down to 79, but still more utility for those terrorists to work with above the Pop Dog. You need to be wary of that, as it looks like we will be seeing a bit of a faster round maybe coming in by Valiant, just going straight into an execute towards the A-bomb site, or at least as early as they possibly can, just wasting some of the utility for the CTs first. 1 minute still remaining, so they're not really in too much of a rush, but there we go. Smoke goes down. Hunter from Popdog has managed to get himself to control. The CTs have been forced back, and he burns straight through the smoke. Should find the first, and he does eventually manage to find that, and the flash blinds up Tom, but he finds 1 kill himself. Hunter trades it out once again, and now it's a 1-man advantage for Valiance to work with, and on the bomb site it will be Maniz as he gets dropped. Decapitation from the AK of Hunter as he's up to 3 kills now, looking to try and maybe get himself this ace. Cousin of Nico, of course, has done a lot of work showing that it maybe does run in the genes. Steele may have been correct after all. As now it's all onto Reitz. Valiance 6 in a row this is going to be, unless we see a magical play by Reitz, but he's not even attempting to go for it. Instead, saving this M4. And we should see Valiance just exiting together, ensuring that they can keep all these weapons up. They're in a position where they could lose a couple of them and it wouldn't be too big of a deal, considering they have players, well, multiple players above the 10,000 range. One player above the 10,000 mark and a couple just kind of creeping up on that position at the moment. So losing 1 or 2 guns wouldn't be too big of a deal, but they aren't actually going to be hunting in the correct position. Instead, just saving out towards T-spawn, towards Ivy, and allowing that one rifle to be saved by Reitz. As now Valiant 6-3. Pride, will they buy into this one is the question. They could drop one M4 over, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be what they decide to do. Instead, just some pistols and some Kevlar. Reitz with that M4 now. Let's see what he's going to be able to get done. And I like this. A couple nades are going to be invested in. This could be dangerous for Intel as they go in towards A main, but he actually manages to beat the time and he gets himself straight out towards the A-bomb site. Joxic finds the first. Tom with the CZ getting some damage done as he also manages to actually connect the dink on towards Joxic. And a nade just finishes him off completely. Petitek throws that in and only a tiny bit of damage was required, and he's going to be able to find that. And all of the kills going in favour of Pride now, as finally they look like they may be able to get themselves another round and break this win streak for Valiance. But Hunter, this man has been having a great game and he wants to have something to say about it. He finds the first, but now he has to try and actually find that bomb and retrieve it. And at the moment, Tom is going to be just posted up with his AWP. He spots at the head of Hunter, doesn't connect the shot, but he will now just be able to fall back off and use this Molotov to slow down Hunter for as long as possible, to allow him to just stick with his teammates and ensure that trades are going to come in. Hunter finally going to be trying to actually advance forward now. Reitz playing up close. We'll be able to spot out the shadow. You had a player above him also up on the bin, and that was a really nice setup actually coming in there by Pride, just to ensure that that round would be picked up. And finally, they do get themselves another round onto the board after 6 in a row for the Serbian side. The Poles do chime back in, and now it's going to be a buy for both sides to see if Pride are going to get their economy reset or if Valiance will be able to continue on building up this solid half. Well, actually, as I said, at Pride, they don't really have a bad economy. Winning that eco means that they do have some money left over after this round, but ideally they want to chain some rounds together now. They don't want to allow Valiance to get up towards 7 already. They want to try and build themselves up a solid half as much as possible now. Ideally, they probably want to get that 9-6 scoreline to be actually in a position where they're super happy with what they were able to achieve. But now Valiance, their default seems to have swapped a little bit in terms of the position that they're actually going to be focusing heavily on, and it will be over towards Ivy now where they sent 3 players. Looks like they will be going for a bit of a boost over the smoke, trying to find that op open and pick with Joxic. Oh, don't think he actually had the vision there. I don't think that smoke gave him any sort of a gap to work with, because that should have been a kill if there was. T-Tech for the moment going to be maybe given a bit of a gift as he's allowed to remain alive. Presence finally being put towards Ivy though, as we do see utility being thrown up. A Molotov on the right side to stop T-Tech from being able to actually peek, and a smoke on the left as now the flash goes in. Fast play coming out towards Ivy as Emmy finds the first, looking to try and capitalise with a second. He does eventually do so, takes damage in the process, but it's not enough. Mani is now on the bomb site, has to try and solo this position as he's losing teammates all over the map, and he's not going to be able to get any more. Hunter from above goes up on top of the bomb train and takes himself a free kill. Reitz last man standing once again, and I think this is just going to be another save for the Polish side. Pride beginning to slip out of their hands, beginning to slip out of their grasp right now, rather, as Valiance are building up a very solid T side on train. Reitz looking to try and save. It's going to be Joxic looking to try and maybe go for this hunt, but with enough, Joxic does not want to lose this weapon. Molotov goes down, he just about escapes, and I presume that's going to be all these players now that are still alive, going to be remaining alive for the remainder of the round. I don't think any more kills are going to come in. You see Reitz is way too far away from anyone to actually be taken down, so he's allowed to save that M4 over it. He needs to give himself something to work with in this following round, and because of that, they are actually going to have a pretty solid buy coming into this one. I believe he should be able to drop 2 M4s over towards his teammates, and they should actually be working with a full set of rifles. There you go, they have 5 M4s coming out, so it's not a bad buy. They're in a position now themselves where they can try and get this round back once again. Of course, Valiance, they still have a very solid economy built up, so they're not going to be worrying for at least a couple of rounds about being able to actually, about having to go for an eco at least. Joxic now with the op, posted up on upper B. So far, we haven't really seen too much aggression on the B side of the map, actually, other than, I believe, on that pistol round, and also when we saw Miniz pushing up aggressively on the lower ramp with the CZ. As Morales now pushed close to Pop Dog once again. They like this aggressive stance. They like pushing a bit far forward and Over towards B, it's actually going to be the terrorists just instantly trying to overwhelm this B bomb site defense. One player was in position to try and hold it down, rather that was Maniz, but only finding one kill before falling, and once again all the kills going in favour of Valiance. It's going to be Morales and Petitek over on the A bomb site, just wondering what has happened to their teammates, what has happened to the B bomb site, and how has the bomb already been planted. It seems like the round only begun a couple of moments ago, and it's going to be Valiance already doubling that scoreline as they take an 8-4 lead. This time I'd presume Valiance maybe will go for the hunt. Plenty of economy, they're not really too worried about losing weapons. Maybe Joxic shouldn't go too aggressive with that op, even though he has roughly 12,000. But the rest of the players with the AK should at least be trying to be take down one more of these rifles, just trying to drop that. In the following round, Pride should be working with an eco. So Valiance looking like they will be able to increase this lead even further. Petitek though, making sure that he stays alive with that M4 and gives them something to work with in this following round. And actually, interestingly enough, Pride have gone for a force buy, I believe. They've kept a small amount of money onto just 2 of these players, but overall they've decided to fully invest into this one around those weapons that they were able to save. 2 rifles, a UMP and 2 CZs. It's not a terrible buy. Petitek only finds one towards Ivy though. He peeks out, not expecting so many players to already be posted up on that position. And now on a 4-on-4, the terrorists are going to be favoured. They will be able to weaken this A-bomb site defense. Morales, as you can see, is now in a position where he has to try and watch Ivy from the A-bomb site itself, and also has to be wary of the players coming out of A main. As Joxic with the op, nice Molotov forces Reef down to the open, connects the flick. Tom finds a single kill towards A main, but he won't be able to stay alive. He falls to Intel in return, and now it's just going to be Morales and Maniz, the double M combo, looking to try and clutch this one out. And it's certainly doable, actually, considering the HP on 2 of these players is so low for the terrorist side. But when you walk through the smoke like that and Emmy's just holding that position already, you're never really going to be able to get anything done at all. And now it's all on to Morales. He's actually coming up behind the bomb. That could be dangerous, but Emmy actually has the game sense of a god. He's just going to go ahead and watch that Ivy position for his teammate as he tries to get the bomb down, and he finds that kill. So Valiance 9-4, and I'm surprised we haven't seen the pause coming out quite yet. Pride, I'd maybe go for it in the next round before that final gun round, or maybe they could just discuss it now while they're on the eco. Save that for the terrorist side to give themselves something to work with over once they do swap over to the terrorist side, rather. But I don't know whether it'd be worthwhile using right now. Maybe it would to try and get this last round at least on the CT side. Joxic, nice shot there as he takes down the first. Repeaks takes down Morales also. And this should be the A-bomb site now under the control of the terrorists. Only one player to try and defend it. That's going to be Tom with only a pistol. And as you can see, he's not really going to be able to get anything done at all. Joxic with the op is finding multiple kills. He's up to a triple already. And it's all on to Reitz with a P250. He seems to be the player who's last alive quite often. Over towards that B-bomb site, he's not really getting too much action. It seems like the A-bomb site on the gun rounds is being favoured. B seems more like something that's exploited when it's an eco usually from Pride, but there we go. Now it is going to be a 10-4 half in favour of Valiance, completely flipping this around from Mirage, showing that they can take over a map themselves. Also, all the players showing up. Joxic especially is actually showing up at the moment. As you can see, a 14-5 scoreline for him, as he definitely has been having a lot of impact. Hunter also 16-9. They're having their 2 main star players. I would call both Joxic and Hunter the 2 main star players, and they're having both of those step up, and that's clearly what they needed right now. 10-4 on the T side of Train. That's not what they needed. That nade is going to be connecting quite a bit of damage, and you may think maybe that's not too much of a big deal, but Intel down to 79, Hunter down to 82, and also Emmy down to 69. Reminder, the M4 does 90 or so damage to the head with 1 bullet, so that now puts them in a position where those 3 players are 1 shot to the head with the M4, and it may not matter too much as Neno finds the first. Maniz trading it back with the op as he takes down Intel, and it is just going to be the B-bomb site this time from Valiance, and the CTs are going to have to try and go in for a retake, and that's actually going to be now with a 1-man disadvantage, but not anymore. Maniz finds one, Neno from above. CZ finds himself a headshot. And now in a 3-on-2, Morales and Petitek are going to have to go for this. It is the final round of the first half. No choice for a save. Sadly, can't save those M4s into the pistol round, but it is going to be Neno and Emmy to close that one out, as Valiance take a very commanding lead. 11-4 on that terrorist side of Train. And yeah, I'd say now it is looking very likely that Valiance will be able to close this map out. Even if you look at the rounds there wasn't really much done once the guns came out for Pride. They only got themselves one single round after the initial 3 from taking that pistol round, and even then I don't believe that was a gun round. I believe that was actually when they had that half buy. They had the 1 saved rifle and they managed to pull it off. Once they had the 5 sets of rifles, once they had maybe just 4 rifles in the op, they weren't able to get anything done really. Valiance were in full control of the game, and now it will be the terrorists just grouping up towards Ivy with the majority of their players. It is going to be 3 looking to try and maybe make their way up fast towards the A bomb site, as they also have a player above pop and a player out A main. Joxic, he does have support here, but he is going to lose his teammate almost instantly. Hunter falls. Joxic finds a single kill before getting taken down by Batitek, and Emmy now desperately has to try and get a couple kills from this position, and he's doing the job. He's getting himself 2 quick headshots, and because of that, the bomb plant, it will yet to be going down. It has been denied for the moment as they look to try and claim some kills, and they actually do manage to find the one. Now it's all on to Emmy and Intel to try and clutch this one out. 2-on-2, bomb getting planted down. Morels with the USP finds the shot on towards Emmy, and now it's all going to be on to Intel in a 1-on-2. 100 HP to work with, but both of his Pride players also looking extremely healthy, and he doesn't have the defuse kit at the moment. Tom is aware of the position of that defuse kit, and he is just going to be positioning himself to deny it being picked up. Make sure that the time is going to be working against Intel and Morels. What a shot that was. I wasn't even sure if you could see the full head, but there we go. Pride picking up a very important pistol round. Very, very crucial that they were to get that one, and they have been able to do so. But now they, of course, aren't really out of the danger zone quite yet. Rather, they have to try and withstand these pistols, and the scout also coming out from Emmy. Scout of Emmy looking to try and find something towards A main early on. He has spotted one player peeking out, and he finds the headshot onto Reitz. That's exactly what's needed for Valiance now, as the rest of the terrorists look to also try and bombard this A bomb site with their rifles, and that 1 Mac 10 Meniz with that grenade is going to be able to touch down on towards Emmy. Morel's headshot onto Joxic, and as we expected, this round will be gone in favour of Pride. They have been able to withstand these pistols most likely, unless some great plays are pulled off by both Neno and Hunter. And as I said, actually the bomb, interestingly enough, going to be facing aggressively towards Connector, gets dropped. Luckily enough, Tom from behind finds that trade onto the player on the A bomb site, and now it's all onto Neno. Scout has been retrieved, but he is going to be in a 1-on-3, and I'd say it maybe even just be worthwhile saving this, or either saving it or getting maybe one more kill. But as you can see, he's not going to be able to find that kill. And a fully now coming in should allow Pride to easily roll over this one. Five USPs. Bit of a gamble stack towards the B-bomb site, also coming in by Valiance, looking to try and maybe get a couple kills out of this. And interestingly enough, it's actually Intel that finds that opening kill. Takes down Morels on the A-bomb site. That Molotov should force him out into the open. The AK of Tom easily finishes him off, as he was already low HP. And actually some hard dinks coming in by Neno as he takes down Batitek, and somehow these USP is actually winning these long-range fights at the moment, leaving them at a 1-man advantage. Hunter coming in from behind, and this is getting really dangerous for Pride right now. 6-11 is the scoreline, and Pride, they can't afford to lose this one. Reitz comes in with a headshot on towards Emmy, looking to try and save this as he gets himself a second. And Reitz has shown up massively when it's really needed. Meniz with a headshot, also on the Joxic, leaves it all onto Hunter. Now he has the AK, but he won't be able to get it done as he is dropped, and Pride saved themselves. 7-11, but Valiance, a lot of damage done considering they only had USPs to work with in that round, and now the buy round is going to be coming out for both sides fully. It looks like Pride aren't really going to decide to go with any SMGs either. They didn't have any to carry over, so sticking instead with the safe buy. They're going to go for the 4 rifles and the AWP. Joxic with the op, looking to try and get something done early on over towards the B-bomb site, facing up the ramp aggressively, trying to find the opening, but it's actually Batitek with the spam on towards that angle that managed to successfully find the opening. Neno does actually manage to trade it at least, but it is very costly in terms of HP. Joxic also brought down to 4. Actually, I don't think that kill was taken over towards the B-bomb site at all, or it was. I think they may have had a third player. That's interesting. I'm not quite sure what was going on. I was a little bit distracted for a moment. Apologies, but there we go. Meniz, he's going to be able to find that aggression towards A main. Intel gets dropped. And so did the chances now of Valiance being able to take this round. With low HP on 3 players up against the 4 of Pride, I don't really think too much is going to be done other than if Joxic is really able to get a lot of damage done from the back lines, and that does not seem possible as Neno's now the last man standing. Drops the bomb, 19 HP remaining. He will begin to just fall back off through that connector smoke, and I think he maybe should just be saving at this point. The economy of Valiance, of course, is not going to be allowing a buy to come in the following round, but maybe some pistols in Kevlar could be invested into. 3 rounds in a row have been lost, 4 after this one, so going into the next gun round, they will have lost 5 in a row. They will be getting $3,400 each, on top of whatever they get from this one also, of course, which is, I believe, 2,900. So they will have a pretty decent economy coming into their next gun round, and gives themselves a chance to get some pistols, at least cause some damage, keep the economy of the T side quite low, at least to allow them, once they do get those rifles out, to actually break the economy and try and close this game out without allowing Pride to actually close this gap any further. And it doesn't seem like they're actually going to go for any Kevlar at all, just instead a bit of utility and some pistols invested into. Want to make sure that in this next gun round, maybe they could get a double up set up out. That's something that we saw them going for, a Mirage between Joxic and Hunter. Nice find by Meniz, a nice little flick comes in as he spots out Neno up on top of that bomb train. Or up on top of that train, rather, not the bomb train, and was able to take him down. Hunter, aggressive on Ivy, being spammed in through the smoke. Not really in a position to fall back, but he may actually be able to live with his life, stay alive at the moment with his life, but it doesn't seem possible as he pushes straight through the smoke, finds Petit Tech along with one more player just holding that position, and Pride should be taking in a 9-11 scoreline. Joxic, though, I was going to say he has himself an M4, but only 1 point of HP. It's going to be very unlikely that he could get anything done, and he doesn't even actually get to spot any players out. And Nade comes in and instantly takes him down, and there we go. 11-9. Valiance are still, of course, going to be in the lead, but a reminder, it was actually 11-4 at half-time. Pride beginning to close this gap of 5 rounds in a row, and this could be getting a bit dangerous now for Valiance. We saw them struggle on their CT side over on Mirage, and I'm wondering if that's going to be similar now on Train. They get the double up setup out, as I mentioned, but interestingly enough, it's not going to be Hunter. Instead, Neno picking up that secondary AWP to try and help out Joxic, and Joxic finds the first. He will actually be able to capitalize also there as he takes down Reeds after losing Hunter, and he may be able to find another, but he doesn't connect the shot. That looks like it should have been a connection onto Tom. So Tom, for the moment, able to stay alive in this position. Morel's now trying to give him some support as he comes out of A main to try and find an opening. Well, he's struggling to try and do so at the moment with those smokes down. The CTs are playing quite safe. They know they don't really have to take too many aggressive fights with that man advantage, but not anymore. Meniz and Tom able to find a kill each. Emmy, damage has been done, but he's yet to find that kill for himself. Down to 4 HP for Tom, and Morel's up on the bomb train also trying to flank out this player. And he needs to be wary of his left side at the moment. He could be caught off guard, but he gets just in time behind this green bomb train. Spots out Tom making his way up the ladder, and he falls straight back into the crosshair of Morels. As now we're in a one-on-one. Morels, he knows the position of Joxic. He was faking that he may be going towards the B bomb site, but instead he's going to be hanging around. He's going to be going for the repeat, and he finds it. Pride making their way towards double digits on the back of a great clutch by Morels. Irish Drunks type ! Caster, or casters in the chat, I believe, to get my info. But I am Irish myself, yes. Joxic, look at this, some aggression coming in. Look at the confidence that's been showed by Valiance. Now, even after losing 6 rounds in a row, they're willing to just go straight up for this aggressive push. They did go for the force bite. As you can see, they have a couple M4s, a FAMAS, and a UMPO, and that was actually a pretty nice trade to come in early on, but unluckily, they are going to be actually losing that player, leaving them in a 4-on-4, which, as I've said in the past, does favour the terrorist side. The CTs end up having to split their defence up a bit and leave some weaknesses that can be exploited. And as you can see there, Meniz, no one watching the main position, he was able to creep out a little bit and find that kill towards Ivy. Morel's also able to take down Neno on the bomb site as he had too many angles to try and actually cover. And now it's, I'd say, mostly up to Intel to try and get this done, as he's still out on the A-bomb site. He's in sandwich in a position that isn't known. But after he finds one now, he is going to be probably getting traded out quite soon, I would believe. Maybe one more kill could come in. Spots out Meniz in A main, and Intel's getting some serious work done now at the moment as he even manages to drop the bomb, and this is really dangerous. Joxic coming out of connector. If he finds this kill, this should be around in favour of Valiance unless Morels pulls off another miraculous clutch, and he won't be able to do it. Joxic and Intel combine with 2 each to manage to pull off a great round, and I believe Intel may have even had 3. Pride, of course, not going to be struggling to buy after winning 6 rounds in a row. They will have everything they need into this round, but after this one, they could actually be looking at an eco. As we can see, only 2 players have enough to buy fully into the next one. I believe Reeds could maybe drop a rifle over, so if they wanted to buy, they could get maybe 3 out, but we may not have to worry about the next round at the moment, or at least for the sake of Pride, as we do see Tom and Meniz managing to open it up. Joxic falls, And now 3 players remaining for the Valiant side, looking to try and clutch this out once again. Intel at least is still alive. He's going aggressive, looking to try and find the opening, but he won't be successful. He managed to connect a bit of damage indeed and take himself some info, but now forced to fall back off. And with players in Pop Dog, he's not in the best position. He's trying to aggress and he will be caught off guard. Petite finds another headshot, and this should be the round in favour of Pride. The economy of Valiance likely to be reset, unless Emmy's going to be able to pull off a miracle along with Neno, and he finds the first. At least he started off as well as he possibly could have. Neno able to also take down Petite, but now in a 1-on-3, Emmy probably going to be too much to try and actually ask of him to pull this clutch off. Nice flick, takes down Morel's position now known, may try and readjust, as he does indeed make his way over towards Ivy now instead of the back trains. Reeds up on top of the green train, I do believe. One player back towards Brown. Actually, Reeds on top of the blue train, trying to play with his teammate as much as possible. And Emmy extremely low now, has been tagged down by the AWP of Maniz, and he will be closed out by Reeds, who finds the headshot. So overkill wasn't needed, but he's going to go ahead and just make sure he gets the headshot anyway. Ensure that it was going to be the round in favour of Pride. And 11-12 now, Valiance. I'm still surprised I haven't seen a single tactical pause. I would have expected one to have come in now by Valiance also, considering they've lost so many rounds, especially after that reset. I presume we'll maybe see one before the next gun round. Wasn't really... I don't know, I guess they probably could have went for it after winning that one gun round to ensure that they would actually be able to chain some rounds together. That would have been maybe the best time. But on the next gun round now, it's important for them to actually make sure that they pick that one up, as it seems like this round should be going easily in favour of Pride, and we should see the scoreline being equalised, as it's only USPs to work with, and a one-man disadvantage for Valiance. Now towards B, and the AK is just opening this one up easy. Petite takes down the first player, and the bomb should be getting planted any moment. And Valiance, the best they can do now is maybe a kill or two. I don't even really see that happening, to be honest, unless these USPs are able to find either Reets or Maniz, who have been tagged down quite low. But Intel, he seems like he'll be the first one to get contact. Oh no, that's not good. You can't jump up on that. Can you not jump up on that? Because that's really... Can you? No, you can't. No, no. This is not the time to experiment with the movement mechanics of certain areas of the map. Not at all. And Petite finds himself 2 quick kills. So yeah, probably would have been better if he just waited and tried to get a couple kills rather than jump up on top of that. But it doesn't really matter if he dies anyway. Only had the USP. Not a big deal in the long run. And now another eco by Valiance, it seems. Still, interestingly enough, no pause to come in. Reets should be aware now that they're up against an eco if they're spotting out that player with a pistol. Oh no, that's not what you want. He takes down his teammate. Not really too much. Luckily enough, it's not really any sort of substantial damage, but when he's down to 78 is probably not the start they wanted. It does kind of equalize the situation in terms of HP, but of course firepower-wise, Pride still heavily favoured in this round. And they know that. They are just going to be playing quite passive. Most of their players, once again, regrouping over towards B. 3 of those just contacting up on towards upper B, and they find Neno. Neno actually does manage to also find the kill, but instantly traded out once again, as Petite now looking to try and open this up, and he does a good job of finding the headshot onto Emmy. Reets coming down the lower ramp, drops Intel, and that'll be the intel now given towards Pride that this B-bomb site is completely open and that the bomb can get planted. And Hunter and Joxic now probably want to just maybe take a gun with him if possible. Hunter maybe even save, since he already has that Kevlar. Could save that into the following round to allow for some extra utility to be bought up. Joxic on the other hand, only a P250, maybe try and take an AK, and if he's lucky, maybe that AWP. Hunter, hoping that someone will come in his direction, and he may actually be given a gift. AK indeed dropped to him by Petite. Tom looking to also go for this, and Hunter, the player that you probably wouldn't want to mess with over on the Valiant side. He is a player that can get a lot of damage done, and he is, after finding one and maybe able to take a second, he does so. I don't think the weapon's going to be retrievable though, sadly, as no, it wasn't reachable. And Pride, for the, I believe, well, second time in this game, have managed to take the lead since that first gun round. This is the first time they've actually managed to be on a round win streak and take themselves the lead. As now 13-12 scoreline, Valiant need to desperately start getting themselves back into this map, and the wallbang getting desperately closer towards Reeds. That could have been what they needed, but not quite connecting. Oh, damn nades! Hunter gets destroyed. Tom and Mini is a nice combination there as they go for the 1-2 punch, and it is going to be 2 frags going early on in favour of the Pride side. Intel does bring one back. Interesting choice by Morel to actually try and creep down the ladder there with a 2-man advantage. Not really needed. Luckily enough, Pride do still manage to retain a an extra 1 man on the server rather at the moment, as they have a 4-on-3. Joxic with the op solo on the B bomb site, interestingly enough. Nice find by Intel. Drops the bomb towards A main in this round. Just somehow gone back in favor of Valiance. Pride are still going to be in a bit of a advantageous situation, but on a 3-on-3, Valiance are going to be happy enough with this now, considering it was a 3v5 just a couple of moments ago. Intel spots out the shoulder of Reach towards A main. Connects the dink, but it is through the corner of the wall. So not too much damage is done. And now with 40 seconds remaining, Pride are going to have to make a decision really soon about where they want to take this. And it looks like it will be towards the B-bomb site. Petitek making his way back up the ladder. The bomb also going back through A main. One player looking towards Ivy. Tom maybe just trying to sell a bit of a fake, show some presence. He will be taken down though by Intel. And this round beginning to slip out of the grasp of Pride as they're in a 2-on-3. Let's see if they're going to be able to get it done. Petitek, nice flash comes in. Joxic with the opto, getting some work done as he takes down the first. The flash goes in now to just try and delay it even further. The bomb should be getting planted, I believe, by Reitz. I don't know if Joxic's going to be able to deny it. So at least a bit of extra economy coming in by Reitz, and he's still in this. He could still clutch this 2-on-1. But it will be Emmy instead to spot out the head as he jumps up over the bomb train. And now the scoreline has been equalised, 13-13. Pride still plenty of economy to buy, of course. They're not going to be struggling. Well, maybe I was going to say you won't be struggling anytime soon, but maybe after one more round after this, they would be in a position where they would be working with basically no money at all if Valiance are to win both this round and the following, and then actually Valiance could actually manage to still win themselves this map. So by no means is this over yet, but of course Valiance going to need to chain a couple of rounds together if they want to keep themselves in this. The op of Joxic playing a bit of a different angle this time towards the brown train, looking to try and find the opening, but instead it's actually the secondary AWP in the hands of Neno that does so over towards B. Faster play with two players towards B and two players on A, also just bringing this bomb out. Nice little fake actually coming in there by Pride. They are going to be on a 4-on-5, but at least get the bomb planted. Emmy going to try and find something over towards the B-bomb site. I don't know if they're aware that it's actually planted on A quite now, and no, this fake has worked so well. This has been perfectly solved, and that's going to be around in favour of Pride. Nothing Valiance can do at this point. That's all I can say. Tom, just stay alive for as long as possible. And now they're like, wait, the bomb isn't here, guys. The bomb's not here. What are we doing? Run to A. But no, I think at this point they just save. I don't think it's possible. Oh, Morel spamming in through the smoke. Triple kill, and there we go. The save has been denied. The economy of Valiance will be completely broke from this round, and I think this is going to be Pride now taking this series 2-0. I don't really think there's anything Valiance can do. Likely going to even be a forced buy into this round unless they want to try and play for overtime, but even then, that buy that they get on map point won't be really great by any means, and there we go. Hunter is fully bought in. He was in a double eco territory, and they're getting what they can. Joxic actually does manage to get an AWP. I wasn't really expecting that, so that's not too bad of a... It's not too bad. They at least have one big weapon to work with along with that FAMAS on Hunter. And I'd say Joxic and Hunter definitely have been having the best performances so far for Valiance, and the problem is they've really cooled off on the CT side. Morels, that's the find they needed there as he opens up the B-bomb site once again, and this fast plays by Pride have been so successful. They are just going to continue on with doing them, and Valiance already looking to try and save. Save this over, have something to work with at least to try and actually contest when we are going to see Pride on map point now in the following round. Hunter, nice find there, picks himself up an AK perhaps, could maybe drop that FAMAS over to one of his teammates, but he gets taken down in return. Emmy also finding one, and a couple of kills coming back and forth. Eventually though, Pride able to reclaim that man advantage as Emmy falls. As now Joxic and Intel, of course, just trying to save these two weapons, a CZ and an AWP with actually quite a bit of utility also. So definitely going to be worth the save. But as I say, that Intel pushes forward. He gets taken down. Joxic now will maybe find one, but he doesn't actually connect that shot. A little bit of a throwback to the performance he was having on Mirage, perhaps, has cooled off now since the terrorist side of Train, and you can definitely see that that's happened. He's currently 22-14, but I believe most of those frags were over on the terrorist side. But they're also 22-22. No one really trailing too far behind at all on that Valiant side. Intel 14-19, but even then, Intel themselves has had a couple of very impactful rounds. It just seems like overall Pride are just performing better, showing that they are the better team at the moment. And right now, Pride 15-13, looking to try and close this one out. They will be going aggressive instantly over towards the B-bomb site, similar to the last 3 or so rounds, I believe. Joxic going to be able to find that first. Morels with a headshot on towards Neno. And now in a 3-on-4, actually, it's not too bad of a situation for the Serbian side. Valiance, rather, they can actually look to try and go for this retake, of course. Joxic has that defuse kit. One player falls, though, and they don't have any other option but then to go for this retake. Joxic, important frag is going to be found, though. Reitz trades it back. Maniz and Reitz now just going to look to try and play together and waste the time. They do have Molotovs. 2 of them to be exact, as do Valiance, as the Molotov goes down by Hunter on the lower ramp. Joxic also has one that could maybe be put towards upper. The bomb, it hasn't been stuck quite yet, and Hunter going aggressive is going to get taken down, and there's no one even on the bomb right now. The Molotov is down, Maniz finds it, and it's a 16-13 scoreline for Pride as they take the series 2-0. And we are now going to throw it back to the analyst desk.
Thank you, Dean, and that's it for this best-of-3 series. Pride takes W against Valiance and Company with a result of 16-13 on Train, 2-0 overall, 16-9 on Mirage, and they are getting that W here in Group A. First 3 points for Pride. Definitely much better performance from Valiance, but on the other hand, Pride extremely good on their T side. Saw a couple of great nades towards Ellie to take down Hunter and so on and so on. But boys, let's break it down. Of course, Danny and Holger with me in studio. Danny, what are your thoughts after this best-of-3?
Yeah, Valiance taking 11 rounds in first half, so I thought, okay, we're gonna witness third map possibly, but Pride extremely good, as you said, on City's side. And I mean, what would have happened if Valiance won that 9th round and picked City's side? I mean, Pride will literally destroy them. So 16-13, I wasn't expecting such a close game. I thought Pride is going to win like 16-7 from what we see, from what we've seen on Mirage. But that's it, Pride winning 2-0, and yeah.